Eli Mercer had lived in Unit 6B of the Halcyon Towers for 3 years. It was a quiet building, old brick, creaky elevators, and a rooftop garden that no one used. But one morning, Eli woke up to find something impossible. Unit 6A, the apartment next to his, was gone. Not empty, not locked, gone. The hallway wall was smooth, seamless, as if no door had ever existed. Eli stood there, stunned. He remembered the tenant, an older woman named Mrs. Calder. She wore red slippers and always smelled like cinnamon. They'd spoken just last week. He asked the building manager. "There's no 6A," she said. "Never has been." Eli searched his phone for proof. He found a photo from last Christmas, Mrs. Calder standing in her doorway, holding a tray of cookies. He showed it to the manager. She frowned. "That's not our hallway." But it was. The same wallpaper, the same light fixture, the same crooked floor tile. Eli printed the photo and taped it to the wall where 6A used to be. That night, the photo was gone. In its place was a note, written in shaky handwriting. "Stop looking. You'll forget too." Eli visited the city records office. He asked for blueprints of Halcyon Towers. The clerk, a young woman with tired eyes, hesitated. "You're not the first to ask," she said. "But the plans don't match the building." She handed him a folder. The blueprint showed a Unit 6A, but it was crossed out in red ink. Next to it, someone had written, sealed, 1998, do not reopen. Eli asked why. The clerk leaned in. "They say it was part of a memory experiment. People lived there. Then they didn't." 3 nights later, Eli woke to a sound, a soft knock. He opened his door. Unit 6A was back. The door was old, chipped, with a brass number plate. He knocked. No answer. He tried the handle. Inside was a single chair, a mirror, and a tape recorder. He pressed play. "If you're hearing this, you've resisted the wipe. They'll come for you. Remember the room. Remember who you were." Eli stared at the mirror in Unit 6A. It was old, its edges chipped, the glass slightly warped. But what unsettled him wasn't the mirror itself, it was the reflection. The man staring back wasn't him. Same clothes, same posture, but the face was older, tired, scarred. Eli stepped back. The reflection didn't. He ran. Back in his apartment, Eli found a USB drive tucked inside his pillowcase. It hadn't been there before. The files were audio recordings, each labeled with a date and time. Subject 6A shows resistance. Memory loop unstable. Recommend full wipe. Another voice responded. "No, let him remember. Let him choose." Eli listened to hours of whispers, his own voice among them. But he had no memory of ever speaking those words. Eli returned to the records office. The clerk was gone. Her desk was empty. But a note was taped to the monitor. "They're watching. If you want answers, go to the basement. Bring nothing that remembers." Eli left his phone behind. The basement was cold, damp. Rows of file cabinets stretched into darkness. He found one labeled Mercer, Eli Loop 7. Inside were photographs of him as a child, as a teenager, as an adult. In each photo, he was standing in front of Unit 6A, but the building was different every time. Eli began to understand. Halcyon Towers wasn't a building. It was a construct, a memory loop designed to contain him. Every time he got close to the truth, the loop reset. The apartment vanished. The people changed. But the room always returned. He found a journal in his closet, one he didn't remember writing. Loop 6 ended with fire. Loop 5 ended with silence. Loop 4 ended with her death. There was a photo tucked inside. Mrs. Calder, younger, smiling. She was my mother. Unit 6A reappeared one final time. Inside was a chair, a mirror, and 2 buttons. One red, one blue. A voice echoed from the walls. Red resets the loop. Blue ends it. Choose. Eli stared at the buttons. If he reset, he'd forget everything. Live in peace. Never know the truth. If he ended it, he'd face whatever lay beyond the loop. Alone. He pressed blue. The walls of Unit 6A dissolved. Eli found himself in a white room. Monitors lined the walls. Scientists watched from behind glass. A woman stepped forward. "Welcome back, Eli. You were the last to wake up." He looked around. Others were emerging from rooms. Confused, crying. "You were part of Project Mnemosyne, a memory containment trial. You resisted longer than anyone." Eli didn't speak. He walked past them, out the door, into a world he didn't recognize. But this time, it was real.